Brody Whitehair, number 4, senior.
Devontae Johnson, number 8, senior.
Chris Wilson, 21, senior, Red Guy Beauty.
Caraboda, number 3, junior.
Dominic Fantasia, number 33, senior, owner of El Paso.
Rudy Corella, 6, sophomore.
Cam Dinger, number 10, senior. Go Bears.
Rock Martin, number 5, senior. Avon Jones, number 11, senior.
Logan Canfield, number 2, senior.
Trey Cumberledge, 81, senior.
Jeffrey Calgary, number 80, senior.
Trevor Bigelow, number 55, senior.
Caleb Arbogast, 50, senior. Go Bears.
Tristan Ramsey, 74, junior.
Deshaun Floyd, number 75, junior.
Powers Dawson, number 60, senior.
Back to back?
Hunter Bigelow, number 51, senior.
Javen Papali, number 59, junior. Tribal chief.
Quinn Atkinson, 70, senior. Go Bears.
Lovokul Kalkini, 65, senior. Maximilian Fimkasero, number 40, senior. För das Vaterland.
And a faceless opponent, so that effort doesn't change. Whether you're playing Fairmont Senior, you're playing Liberty, it doesn't matter. That effort's got to be the same all the time.
Tell me about your offense. Have you tried to keep it as simple as possible?
Yeah, we're still, we're in the process of still walking before we run, and so the offense, we've had to curb it back a little bit. So we're basically a ground and pound team. We've got a little play action involved, but basically it's run the football, run it, and then run it again.
Tell me about this Fairmont team and your impressions.
They're a fantastic team. I think when you look at film, you don't see weaknesses. They've got size, they've got speed, they got the 23 seniors on the roster, veteran coach, they know what it takes to win big games. They've done and won big games, defending state champs. They're very impressive to see. We won't play a team in our regular season any better than what we're going to see here tonight with Fairmont Senior.
You have roots very deep. You're in Elkins, but being on the sidelines as the head coach, this has been a new experience for you. Tell me what it's been like.
It's been fantastic. From the standpoint, our community involvement has been over the top. The coaching staff I have is first rate. These guys are work toward the same vision. They have the same goals, and just being back around the kids again. You don't realize how much you miss the relationships like that until you get back in it. But being the head coach obviously is a different hat to wear, and there's a little more challenges with that than even being the offensive coordinator I used to be. But boy, I just embrace it and I love it. And as you know, Jeff, I bleed orange and black.
That's Chad Ware, the head coach of the Elkins Tigers, right? He talked about his offense. He talked about liking to keep it simple, and that's what he's done so far this season.
Yeah, definitely. A staple of this program over the years, with him even as offensive coordinator when he was in that capacity, in that role here, definitely the wing tee is what you're going to see tonight. Maybe some single wing, but, the thing that really stands out to me about Coach Ware is that he's invested here. You can tell that it matters to him. You can tell that this program, like you said, he bleeds the colors of the school. So he's going to put everything he's got into this program.
One of the guys that's key, the Polar Bears' success this season on both sides of the ball, is Caleb Arbogast. He's had quite a year. We see more of what he does defensively because it's more obvious. Yeah. And I checked in with him before the game, find out what's made the difference. And he says it's a lot of little things that's turned this into a really successful year for him.
So I've improved a lot with our conditioning and everything and skill-wise. I've been focusing on my technique and footwork a lot, hand placement, just making sure I can do my best for my senior year.
Most people can really see you on the defensive side and pay maybe a little more attention because you're very disruptive along the front line defensively. What kind of a pressure do you feel you're able to get on the opposing team that way?
I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback because I always make sure that I push the person in front of me 2 yards back and I can shed him just so I can get pressure on the quarterback so he has trouble throwing and giving handoffs and all that.
This game tonight on the road against Elkins, you've had a chance to see this team. What are you looking for from Elkins tonight?
I'm just mainly focused on the run because they don't pass that much. So we just need to make sure that we're not getting too far upfield and we're setting the edge and just overall playing well.
Caleb Arbogast of the Fairmont Senior Polar Bears. He's got football at the next level in his future if he's so interested. He's had quite a year for the Polar Bears, right?
Yes, he has, Jeff, and I've been impressed with him all year. Of course, the wrestling background, that shows up all over the place in this game on the defensive side, but he's played really, really good football for this Polar Bear football team on the offensive side as well. He's just a really, really solid football player from top to bottom. Very smart, too. This is our first visit to the new
Stadium here in Elkins. It's on the high school campus, so if you remember the old days, it was downtown. Of course, when it was downtown, the high school was also downtown, but now the new school is here. They've moved the stadium here. It's a brand new facility. It's very nice.
Beautiful field. I was having a conversation with Coach Bartek before the game, and he was just really impressed with the playing surface. He said it's just really outstanding. When they were walking across it today, they said definitely it's just a really first class playing surface.
And it goes with the kind of team they've had this year, 5 wins and 2 losses. You take a look at their schedule so far, they've had a lot of close games. They lost their first one to Liberty. They'd like to have that one back. They lost 34-33. Then they beat Lincoln 30-8, Lewis County 27-20, Buchanan Upshur 35-0, Philip Barber 21-14. They beat Grafton 37-36, and then they lost to North Marion 22-20. So this Elkins team has had tight games, and they'd like to see a tight game tonight with the Polar Bears. Fairmont is going to see if they can make sure that doesn't happen. Fairmont will kick off to start the game, and it will be Cam Peschel kicking off from left to right. Nick Bowers is the deep receiver for Elkins, and here is Peschel's kick, and this game is underway, end over end, and Bowers will go back and get it at the 5, up the center of the field, the 10, the 15, the 20, up to the 25, and then spins up to about the 28-yard line. Fantasia in on the tackle for the Polar Bears, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. The ball at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, one of the other things we need to watch in this game is as Caleb Arbogast said in the pregame, just not getting too far upfield. We got to be disciplined when you play wing T offense.
The quarterback is Nate Sauerwein. He saw a little bit of action in last year's game, late in the game. He's just a sophomore, though, not a very big kid. His main running back is Nick Bowers, who lines up behind him. From the 28-yard line, 1st down and 10, and there are whistles at the line of scrimmage. Offsides called against Elkins, lining up offsides. Well, the referee signaled Elkins, not Fairmont Senior. You might have heard the PA guy. You typically think of that, but Elkins was called for being offsides. So that's going to make it 1st down and 15, and in this offense, you don't like that kind of a start.
You cannot get behind the chains in a wing T offense, and so that's going to put them in a really tough situation this first drive.
Ball comes back to the 23-yard line, wing backs left and right, and Fortney goes in motion. The handoff to Bowers off the left side, has a nice hole, makes it up to about the 29-yard line. Wrapped up there, but he's going to get the penalty yardage back and maybe 1+. So it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, excuse me, Jeff. You see tonight staple plays that they like to run, the belly, the trap, and then also the sweep and jet sweep. And that was the belly. That's to the fullback, and the fullback will get a heavy dose of that tonight, especially in the power running game.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. Polar Bear defensive front. Bigelow, Arbogast, and Calger. No changes there. The Tigers wearing the all-black uniforms come to the line of scrimmage now with a 2nd down and 9. Sauerwein gives it to Bowers. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going down. No gain on the play. It was a combination of Fantasia and Canfield in on the stop for the Polar Bears. A gain of a yard, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, you watch a lot of football on Saturdays and Sundays. You hear a lot of broadcasters talk about run fits, and that's exactly what that is. That's being where you're supposed to when you're supposed to be there, and Logan Canfield did an excellent job filling the gap where he was supposed to be. That was great.
The Tigers now 3rd down, 8 yards to go. The ball on their own 30-yard line early in the first quarter, the first possession of the game. Sauerwein sends Fortney in motion, and there is the handoff coming back this way, and it's taken out over the 34 up to the 35-yard line. And that's Bailey with the football, Derek Bailey, and he's tackled and brought down at about the 35. So it's going to be 4th down and about 3 yards to go for the 1st down.
Yeah, try to run a perimeter play to the boundary, and that's very hard to do against this Polar Bear defense. Just nowhere to go.
Punting situation now for the Tigers. The punter is Owen Stanley. He's a big kid. lineman. Stands at the 23 and just gets the punt away. And Martin catches it on the run at the 33, down the far sideline to the 40. He's up to the 50 and wrestled down inside the 50-yard line, close to the 46-yard line. And that's where the Polar Bears will start their first possession in Tiger territory with 9:42 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, good no call by the referee. That last block, Wagner had a block, and he definitely had his head across, and so I'm glad to see the penalty did not get called on that play.
Damani Johnson is the running back behind Whitehair. Cannon Dinger not eligible to play tonight because of his 2 unsportsmanlike penalties last week, so he's not in the game tonight. First down and 10 for Fairmont Senior. Pistol formation. Whitehair gives it to Damani Johnson. Off the right side, inside the 45, down to the 40, and close to the 38-yard line. Johnson, a nice burst through the line, and he has enough for a Polar Bear first down.
Yeah, come out in the even front, Elkins does, center uncovered, and 6-man box, and just nice job of that Polar Bear offensive line asserting their will early on with hats on hats and getting movement.
13-yard gain for Johnson, and now it's going to be first and 10 from the 33. Whitehair is back to pass to the far side of the field. The pass is caught at the 28-yard line by Cowger, taken inside the 25, the 20, and then out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, another well-executed play. Great read by Brody on that play. Just let Cowger sit down and hit him in the zone, soft zone.
So another first down for Fairmont Senior. Ball set down at the 16-yard line. Handoff goes up the middle to Johnson. He breaks it to the outside, inside the 10. He's down to the 5, and he's going to be brought down at about the 5-yard line. Nice carry for Damani Johnson. Should have enough for another Polar Bear first down, and he does. It's going to be first down and goal to go. Ball at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, good use of tempo early on by this Polar Bear offense.
First down, goal to go at the 6. Fairmont moves from right to left. Martin split wide to the right side. Cowger comes in motion from right to left. Long count for Whitehair. Now he hands it off to Damani Johnson, trying to get outside to the left. He's at the 5, angles to the sidelines, then is brought down at about the 4-yard line, and a flag is thrown. A late hit might be coming up against the Tigers. Marking Johnson down at the 4. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play and a penalty flag. Personal foul called against the Tigers.
Yeah, you always kind of hold your breath a little bit when that ball carrier is there kind of stationary at the end and the play is still allowed to go on. So luckily we had a good outcome with nothing happening on that play.
So it's now at the 2 where it's going to be. Second down, goal to go for the Polar Bears. Johnson behind Whitehair on this second and short play. Damani Johnson gets the handoff. He goes to the outside, cuts in, and he's into the end zone. Hits up, Polar Bear touchdown. Damani Johnson on a 2-yard run, and the Polar Bears strike first and lead it 6-0.
I'll tell you, Jeff, great vision by Johnson on that last play there. He pressed the hole, and then he bounced it, and it was a really good read.
So Fairmont Senior does it with the running game again. All but one of the plays on the ground, and Cam Peschel will attempt the extra point from right to left. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. There's timeout on the field. 8:09 to go, first quarter from Elkins. The score, the Fairmont Polar Bears 7, the Elkins Tigers nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that golden boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
The Polar Bears go 46 yards, and they did it in 5 plays, and Fairmont has a 7-0 lead. Special ready to kick off. He tees the ball up in the center of the field at the 40-yard line. Fairmont in the blue pants, white jerseys, white helmets, royal numbers, and here is Special's kick. And it's a low line drive kick, hits at the 20, picked up at the 17-yard line down the far side of the field, taken out over the 30 and up to about the 33-yard line. Fortney gets the return for the Tigers, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Elkins at its own 32-yard line.
I think it's going to be really important as this game goes along offensively with Elkins. We have to watch the motion. If that motion goes away from us on one side, we have to stay at home. So that's one thing to watch early on as this ball game goes on.
Their first drive ended with a punt after 3 plays, but it was the 5-yard penalty that was the difference in keeping them from getting a first down. 1st and 10 now from the 32. Quarterback drops the ball. It's loose. It's picked up, and the Polar Bears have it. And it's Caleb Arbogast with another fumble recovery for the Polar Bears.
Tell you, really feel for that center for Elkins because I've been there. It's tough having that nose over you. That's really, really tough physical, and that's what Arbogast is. He's a hard player to account for, and that's what happened on the last play.
So Fairmont has the ball at the 28-yard line now. 7:57 on the clock, and Fairmont's second possession, and this one starting deep in Tiger territory. Navon Jones wide to the left side. Whitehair in the pistol. Fakes it to Wilson. He's back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. He throws it downfield for Martin, and the pass is incomplete. In and out of his hands, the very back of the end zone. He was well covered, but the pass is incomplete, and it brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, got a little pressure from the field, and Brady did a nice job of stepping up and still keeping his eyes downfield. Almost had a completed pass.
Martin is the Polar Bears' leading receiver this season with 29 catches, but Dinger close behind with 27. 2nd down and 10. The ball on the Elkins 28. This time, Whitehair gives it to Wilson. Wide to the left. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. He's at the 20. Down the sidelines, the 15, the 10, and then run out of bounds. It's a Polar Bear first down. Let's see where the officials mark him out. It looks to be right at the 10-yard line. It'll be an 18-yard gain for Chris Wilson.
Yeah, anytime you get a perimeter play like that, a play on the edge, that starts with your blocking, and that obviously starts with the tight end. And Calgary did a phenomenal job setting the edge that time and getting that guy pinned. Nice job.
First down for the Polar Bears. 1st and goal to go from the 10-yard line. Martin and Canfield receivers to the right side, and the Tigers have jumped off sides. See if they call it against Fairmont Senior. The Tigers jumped off, but if the Polar Bears flinched, the penalty would go against the blue and white. The officials discussing it now. And it is a false start against the Polar Bears. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty against Fairmont. Last week, the Polar Bears had 150 yards in penalties. First down, goal to go. Fantasia goes in motion. Hand off to Wilson. He breaks it to the outside. He's at the 15-yard line. Breaks a tackle, takes it down inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. Nice hard run by Chris Wilson. It wasn't just open field. He had to navigate through some defenders, and he gets a nice gain. And it'll be a 2nd down and goal coming up for the Polar Bears now.
Such a luxury to have a back like Wilson that can do that, that can make something out when there's not a lot there, and he did that. Just bounced it when nothing was there.
7-yard gain. Ball's going to be put down at the 8-yard line. Whitehair back to pass, little short pass, and Wilson couldn't catch it. If he catches that pass, all he has to do is turn around, take about 3 or 4 steps, and he's in the end zone. Nobody around him, but it was a short pass thrown with a good bit of velocity.
Just great route concept by Coach Sampson. Schemed him open, and we'd like to have that one back.
3rd down goal from the 8-yard line. Two receivers to the left side, Jones and Canfield. And quarterback White here, back to pass, sets up, fires it into the end zone. It's caught. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. It's Brock Martin in the end zone. And it's an 8-yard TD pass. And the Polar Bears lead it 13-0.
Yeah, had Martin on the out and Calgary dragging across, and great anticipation by Brody. He threw that ball before he was even breaking to the sideline, to the boundary. So great throw.
Extra point time for Cam Peschel, starting a new streak tonight. Extra points in his career, 113 for 118. And he makes this one, and the Polar Bears lead with 6:56 to go in the first quarter. It's Fairmont 14, Elkins nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Commercial restoration, helping you get back to business.
Now back to Polar Bear football on 93.1 WFGM, brought to you by your local Parmar stores. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
The Tigers starting this game in the opposite way they would like to. Their first possession started with a penalty. Their second possession started with a turnover, and Fairmont took advantage of both and now leads it 14-0. Peschel has teed the ball up on the near hash marks now as he gets set to kickoff from right to left. This one a line drive kick that is caught at the 16-yard line and taken out over the 15, the 20, and over the 30-yard line to about the 33. And Jordan Wagner in on the tackle. Dylan Fortney returns it. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Tigers with 6:51 on the clock here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I'd like to see the start by this Polar Bear offense and defense and even special teams. Really good start. We want to see clean football tonight and play with some intensity, play with some precision. We're doing that so far.
The Tigers come to the line of scrimmage. They send a wide out to the left side. They don't pass a lot. Quarterback Sauerwein hands it off to Bowers off the left side. Bowers puts his head down and carries it hard out over the 35 to about the 38. The ball popped loose, but the officials haven't signaled anything. Now it's picked up. The Polar Bears have it, and it's carried inside the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. And the officials are going to rule it a touchdown. So the Polar Bears score the touchdown. And Fairmont has taken the lead now with its third touchdown of the night.
Yeah, I'd like to see the turnovers and creating that on defense, and that starts by getting a lot of hats to the football, and they're doing that. They're getting where they need to be.
So now Fairmont will attempt another extra point. It's already 20-0, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter. And Peschel is ready to kick off for the to attempt the extra point for the Polar Bears from right to left. Canfield is holding. Peschel's kick will go from right to left. Kick is up, and the kick is good. There's timeout on the field. 6:35 to go in the first quarter. It's Fairmont 21, Elkins nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Brought to you by your local Parmar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
So Rudy Carrillo gets a fumble recovery return for a touchdown, just like Canfield did a week ago. And the Polar Bears now have a 21-0 lead, 6:35 left in the first quarter. Bowers is back deep. Peschel ready to kick off. This one very short, and it's going to be caught at the 25-yard line by one of the upbacks, and he's brought down close to the 30. Nice defensive play by the Polar Bears. Dominic Fantasia. Miller returns it. He had to run back and catch that one going towards his own end zone. Then after he did, turned around, Fantasia brought him down at the 29. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Tigers. They've been here before, but mistakes have cost them. They've had back-to-back turnovers on first down. Quarterback hands it off, and it's a deep play that's going to be a big loss behind the 20-yard line. There was just no opening, no way to turn that one up for Derek Miller. There's a flag on the play at the end of the play. The officials have him marked down. And looks as if Polar Bears going to be hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Yeah, that I don't know on that one, but I will tell you this: I know that Polar Bear defense is doing a really good job playing that jet sweep. That's the way to come up, getting people to the football. Looked like they called us for a little bit of aggressiveness, but I like how we're getting to the football.
It's an 11-yard loss, but then a 15-yard penalty. So now it's second down and about 7 yards to go. Tigers have it at the 32-yard line. Quick handoff goes right up the middle, and it's taken out over the 35 up close to the 40-yard line by Bowers. And Bowers is brought down by Canfield, but he's going to be just about a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, a little bit on unorthodox play call. They ran a trap concept, but they brought the wing back inside to trap one of our defensive tackles, and did a nice job executing that.
So now the Tigers have a chance to get their first down of the night. Clock turning inside, 5:40 to go in the first quarter. The Polar Bears lead 21-0. Front line digs in for Fairmont as the Tigers get up over the ball. It's third down and short, less than a yard, and there's a fumble on the snap, and let's see who's got it. The official signals Elkins has it. He's already signaling fourth down, but it's a loss of about a yard or two as the quarterback fumbled the snap, and the ball is back at the 38-yard line, so it will be fourth down and 2 yards to go.
Yeah, just so hard to be able to execute a play when you're not getting the fundamental of the center quarterback exchange.
Elkins has a player now down, apparently a cramp, so there's a timeout on the field. 4:58 to go in the first quarter from Elkins. It's the Polar Bears 21, Elkins nothing on 93.1 WFGM. 30.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
WFGM, brought to you by your local Parmar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
Hayden Lambert, the injured Tiger player, limping off the field, limping along the sidelines now. He's 6'5", 271 pounds. Along the front line for the Tigers, he's the left tackle, and they are lining up to go for the first down here on fourth down. And about a long yard to go. The ball back at the 38-yard line. And the quarterback hands it to Bowers, and Bowers is hit, and he's going down. And it's going to be short of the first down, and the Polar Bears will take over.
They try to run a little play where they got the guard to pull and get a little depth, and when you do that, you create space, and when you got Arbogast getting the push that he's getting at the nose, that's just a recipe for not working very well. So great job of that Polar Bear defense.
1 yard loss, and the ball is now at the 37 in Elkins territory with 4:38 on the stop clock, and the Polar Bears on top 21-0. Canfield checks in from the sidelines. He'll line up as a receiver to the left. 3 receivers to the right. Wilson in the backfield, and there's the toss to Wilson. He has it at the 40. He's down to the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, and he's hit and breaks free at the 15, the 10, the 5, and he takes it to the goal line, and he's going to be into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Chris Wilson, a 37-yard TD run, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 27-0.
I don't know if Brody audible to that, but that was the absolute perfect play call for that blitz that came off the edge. It was coming from the field. We were in a little toss sweep in that just from the voided area where the linebacker blitzed, and Wilson just did an excellent job just getting to the end zone. Just great execution by the Polar Bear offense.
Peschel ready to attempt another extra point. Ball down. The kick is up. The kick sails through the uprights. There's timeout on the field with 4:27 to go in the first quarter from Elkins. Fairmont Senior 28. Elkins nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. Now back to Polar Bear football on 93.1 WFGM. Brought to you by your local Parmar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
Cam Peschel ready to kick off for the Polar Bears, who now have a 28-0 lead over the Tigers, and we're still in the first quarter. This game has been played entirely on the Elkins side of the 50. We don't even need the other 50 yards for this first quarter. Peschel ready to kick off from right to left. This one is down the center of the field, and Bowers gets it at the 10. He goes to the right, then back to the left, and he's hit, and he's going down at about the 21-yard line.
Bowers on the return. He's taken down by Christian Raptak, along with Parker Bigelow.
Nice defensive play for the Polar Bears. It was Drew Jackson and Parker Bigelow in on the stop, and it's going to be first down and 10 for the Tigers now with the ball back at the 22-yard line. Clock shows 4:22 to go. Quarterback Sauerwein up under center. And this time the handoff goes to Bowers, and he has no place to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage at about the 21-yard line. Lots of white jerseys on him that time. It'll be a loss of a yard.
Yeah, just Arbogast, that's just impressive. I mean, he plays with such great pad level. I mean, it's not just that he's strong, but he's actually playing at a very high level because he's playing with very, very good pad level. When you do that, you better have your pads down as a center, and he's getting underneath the center every time. Just excellent football.
Excellent student, too.
Absolutely.
Off the field, a student. Second down and 11. Quarterback Sauerwein sends Fortney in motion, tosses it to the left to Bowers. Bowers can't outrun Calger, and Calger will bring him down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
This Polar Bear defense is just so fast, so athletic, but they're also playing physical. And you combine those things together, the athleticism, the physicality, just the want to get to the football, get all the hats to the football. That's just really good defense that you're going to see, and that's what we're seeing so far.
Third down, 10 yards to go for the Tigers. They're in this scenario now where if they can't get a first down, they know they give the ball back to the Polar Bears, most likely at midfield or in Elkins territory, and you go through that scenario all over again. third down, 10 yards to go from the Elkins 22. Quarterback keeps it, falls on the loose ball, and he'll go down a yard behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the capability, Jeff, but I would venture to say that you might start seeing some shotgun from Elkins. I know that's probably going to upset their timing, but to be able to run a play, it's almost a necessity now, I think.
Another punting situation for the Tigers. Stanley to punt. He stands inside his 10. Martin stands near the 50 to return for the Polar Bears. Good snap. Stanley punts it away down the center of the field and now heads towards the sidelines. That wasn't the center of the field, and it goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line in Elkins territory. So again, the Polar Bears will start on the plus side of the field.
I just really like the way this Polar Bear offense and defense, the whole team coming out tonight. I think they're very businesslike, very workmanlike, and that's what it's been so far.
There are some who might think, oh, you're going to be looking ahead to your next game, which will be Bridgeport, but not next week. It's an off week, but certainly none of that, at least what we've seen so far. From the 45-yard line, the Polar Bears go first down and 10, 2:07 on the clock. Whitehair back to pass, far side of the field. The pass is caught near the 40-yard line, taken down by Martin to about the 39.
Yeah, just great job by Brody, just taking the soft zone, played too high safety look, and underneath was open. Hit the underneath route that was open.
30 passing yards tonight for Whitehair. You can't get a lot of stats when you start this close to your goal line. And it's going to be second down and 4 for the Polar Bears now. And Whitehair is back to throw again. Little short pass right over the middle. Canfield has it at the 35. Slows down, speeds up at the 25. He's down to the 20-yard line and spun around and brought down at about the 16. Logan Canfield caught that short pass, and he'll gain 23 yards.
Yeah, I've seen this Polar Bear offense. Credit to Coach Sampson. Really good play calls so far, and some of that I know you give some freedom to Brody to make some decisions, but they're blitzing people, and we're hitting the voided area.
First down and 10 for the Polar Bears from the 16. Whitehair to throw, sends it down into the end zone, and the pass is caught. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Navon Jones catches the 16-yard TD pass, and Fairmont scores again and leads it 34-0.
Yeah, Jeff, I want to talk about that protection on that play. Great job by the Polar Bear offensive line, but I want to speak to Boda. He did a really nice job. When you're picking up a blitz, you have to be firm. You have to come up and meet it, and that's exactly what he did.
Another touchdown pass for Brody Whitehair, and it'll be Peschel to attempt another extra point. Ball down, kick up, kick good. Timeout on the field, 1:07 to go. First quarter from Elkins. The score, the Fairmont Polar Bears 35, the Elkins Tigers nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99. Or perfectly golden, fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Apply, federally insured by NCUA. Now back to Polar Bear football on 93.1 WFGM, brought to you by your local Parmar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
This is the 8th game of the season for Fairmont Senior, and the Polar Bears have outscored their opponents 160-3 in the first quarter this season. And this 35-0 helps pad that stat, and it'll be, looks like it's going to be Flower kicking off for the Polar Bears now. Or no, that's not Flower. That looks to be, yeah, that is Flower. And the ball's kicked off downfield, carried out over the 25 and up to about the 28-yard line. Flower with the kickoff for the Polar Bears. That's the first time he's kicked tonight. You'll probably see some more as the ball is going to be set down at about the 28-yard line. And that's where the Tigers go, 1st and 10 with 57 seconds to go in the nightmare of a first quarter for Elkins. They have no first downs, 2 turnovers, and the Polar Bears have just dominated this game and have 5 touchdowns. First down play coming up. Out of the shotgun or the single wing, and the snap comes back, and it's taken up to about the 34-yard line. That's the first time they've gone out of that formation. That's Bowers, and it's kind of what you talked about.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming because, you have to get that fundamental of the snap. If you don't get that, you can't do anything. And, that's the thing with the single wing. You can put a guy back there that serves as both a dual purpose of running back and quarterback.
And they're back now in the single wing. You don't know who's going to get the snap, and this time Bowers gets it again. He gets to the 32-yard line along the sidelines, is grabbed and thrown down by Jordan Wagner.
Yeah, that Polar Bear defense is real strong on that play, but I tell you, Coach Hott, I remember when he coached Elkins, and a lot of respect for him as a coach. And I know one thing, one year they made a really nice run, and this is what the offense that he went to, and I know it was very successful.
And that is the end of the first quarter from Elkins High School, where the Polar Bears have built a big lead after one quarter. It's Fairmont Senior 35, Elkins nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
Football on 93.1 WFGM, brought to you by your local Parmar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
It's 3rd down and 5 as we start the fourth quarter. The Tigers hoping a change of direction will help, and it does as Fortney gets the ball. Then he fumbles it, and the Polar Bears have recovered it inside the 50-yard line. That's Jordan Wagner recovering the fumble after Fortney had gained the first down for the Tigers. But they say it's Elkins' ball. They say he fumbled it after he was down. So the Tigers get a first down. Ball comes up to the 40-yard line. And that's the first down of the night. So I guess going in the opposite direction did pay off for Elkins now. It's at the 40. First down, 10 yards to go. Single wing formation, and Bowers drops the snap, then picks it up. Now he's brought down. Going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage at the 39-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 yards. The ball was at the 41. Now it's at the 39. So Bowers loses 2.
Yeah, the thing that the single wing getting in the formation that they're doing with the shotgun snap, pretty much the quarterback, running back, it just allows them to be able to get an extra blocker.
The 2 running backs who stand back to receive the ball both have their hands out, so you don't know who's getting the snap. And this time it comes off to Fortney, who carries it out over the 40 to about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, credit Fortney on that play. He kept his feet moving, and really one of their best plays so far.
So it's going to be 3rd down, 7 yards to go. The Tigers desperately need a first down here. Down 35-0 early in the second quarter. Snap comes to Bowers, then he hands it off. A counter coming this way. Fortney is brought down behind the line of scrimmage back at about the 41-yard line. It's going to be a loss of about 3. And it'll bring up a 4th down punting situation for the Tigers.
Yeah, they're in a little, we call gap scheme. They try to block down the front side and pull the back side. And if you do that, you got to be firm on the front side, and way too much penetration by that Polar Bear defensive front.
Owen Stanley into punt again. He's standing back at the 30. And Martin ready to return. He's standing at about his 30. Punt is away. Low punt. Martin catches it on the run at the 28-yard line. Fakes right, now goes left, and he takes it up to the 30. He's at the 35, the 40, down the far sidelines at the 50, and then dragged down inside the 50-yard line, and flags are thrown. That tackle might have been a face mask.
Yeah, I think face mask, horse collar, one of those, but I agree with Jeff. It's got to be something against Elkins.
Martin a little shaken up as he heads back behind the bench, jogging around just a little. Trainer out to take a look at him. That return keeps this Polar Bear streak alive of starting their possession in Elkins territory. And it is. Horse collar tackle called against the Tigers, and that will be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, on that last punt, Jeff, I just want to speak to DeMonte Johnson. Something little, but it was big that I think is really important to point out. Just the way that he held up and put his hands up in the air and made sure that he didn't get called for a senseless penalty. Just a really intelligent play by him.
Ball comes down to the 32. Martin's return went to the Elkins 47. So now Whitehair ready to go in the pistol formation. Flags at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'd like that change in the snap count, being able to show that we can do that. That's going to be so important as we get into these really, really big games. It slows down the defense. It really does, because they can't just pin their ears back.
5-yard penalty. Offsides against the Tigers, takes it down to the 27-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 5, and Whitehair tosses it to the right to Johnson, and Johnson slips trying to avoid a tackle by Devin Hunter, or Hulver rather, and he goes down behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, credit that Elkins defensive front. They got a little penetration and made it really difficult to find any running room on that play.
So now it's 2nd down. About 10 yards to go now. Fantasia in the backfield along with Johnson. Whitehair having a discussion with Calger, and Calger lines up behind the line of scrimmage, and Whitehair back to pass, and Brody sends it downfield long for Jones. He turns right, then has to turn in the other direction and can't catch it. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, great pocket and great protection by the Polar Bear offensive line. Just had a little bit of miscommunication on where the ball was going. So, but definitely had a shot to go vertical that play.
And a holding penalty has been called against Fairmont Senior. Looks as if it occurred at about the 35-yard line. If that's the case, it'll take it back to the 45, and technically that will, and now they'll set it down at the 43. So 42 rather, so happened back at the 32, which is the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to make it 3rd down. Second down. Long for the Polar Bears. About 20 yards to go, and Whitehair is back to pass, looking downfield, sends it to the far side, and the pass is caught at the 25-yard line by Johnson and taken out of bounds.
Yeah, a little high-low concept. Nice job by hitting Johnson underneath. But credit to all those receivers. You hear people talking about some people not getting the ball and then not running the routes hard. I mean, everybody's running the routes hard, and that's what makes that play go, because you don't have the underneath if you don't run them off. And credit to those Polar Bear receivers.
That's a 19-yard pass play, but the Polar Bears still have a couple of yards to go for the 1st down. A long one as the ball is placed down at the 24-yard line. Long count. Polar Bears trying to draw them off sides. And now there's a stoppage of play.
Yeah, Jeff, it looked like Canfield might have moved a little early.
And they call offsides against the Polar Bears. So now it's going to be third down and about 6 yards to go. The ball comes back to the 29. The Polar Bears lead 35-0. We're in the second quarter, 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Fairmont has not run a play yet in its own territory. White out to the left side. And White back to pass, and he sends it to the far side of the field, and the pass is caught along the sidelines, and it is complete. Making the catch for the Polar Bears was Navon Jones inside the 20 at about the 17.
I really watched that route by Jones and just the precision. I mean, to see that in the high school passing game, just to see the understanding and awareness of where the ball placement has to be. Brady put it exactly where it needed to be, to the boundary. Nice, just well executed by both guys.
First down and 10. The football at the 17 in Tiger territory. And Whitehair gives it up the middle, and it is taken down inside the 15, the 10 by Taryn Boda down to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, well executed on that right side by that Polar Bear offensive line. Ramsey in the game now doing a nice job getting some movement.
9-yard gain. And it's going to be second down. 1 yard to go for the Polar Bears. That was Taryn Boda carrying the football. He's lined up behind quarterback Whitehair now. The football at the 8. Second and 1. Boda gets the handoff right up the middle, and the ball's taken inside the 5. He stretches out over the goal line, and he's into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. It's an 8-yard TD run for Taryn Boda, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 41-0.
Yeah, just that Polar Bear offensive line just imposing their will, just getting their reestablishing the line of scrimmage on the other side, on the Elkins side of the ball. And, when you do that, it's just really hard for any linebacker to make a play because the defense line's in their lap.
Taryn Boda scores the touchdown for the Polar Bears. That's his second of the season. Extra point by Peschel is up. And it is good. And there's timeout. 7:26 to go until halftime. It's the Polar Bears 42, Elkins nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
It's a 42-0 Polar Bear lead. I forgot to mention, Ray, you're kind of in the mezzanine tonight, overlooking the play behind us in this nice press box.
Yeah.
We are filled to capacity.
We are, but we got a really good crew, and I think we've been ready to go.
We've got our video guy, Eli, down here to my right. In the middle, Ray and me here on the side.
I tell you, my main man Eli here, he is the replay extraordinaire.
He can do it all.
That's right.
So now we're ready to kick off. And here is Flowers' kick. It's end over end. It's short. It's caught at the 25-yard line, taken up to the 30. And that's Quincy Miller who takes it up close to the 33-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will go first down and 10.
Yeah, as we go through this game, it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Bardick navigates this because just have to, you want to be sharp. You want to make sure everybody gets the reps, especially first-team guys, but also you want to keep everybody healthy. So, you want to make sure the conditioning's there, especially going into a certain game that might be coming up. But, that's that's something that he's got to really be, mindful of as this game continues on.
I think it's okay that we can mention that game now, since it's the next one on the schedule.
It might be a big one.
It's not the next week, as we have a week off next week, but then Bridgeport on the horizon now. First down for the Tigers out of the single wing, and this time the direct snap goes back to Riley Ryder, and he'll take it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's where Arbogast wraps him up. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Riley Ryder is a senior for the Tigers.
Yeah, and you're starting to see some guys come in that are, kind of getting sprinkled in with the first-team guys that, as we said, still will be important as this year goes on. So nice to see those guys getting some reps.
One of those is Quentin Atkinson, 6'2", 280-pound senior along the front line. Bowers takes the snap, and now he's going to throw downfield, and the pass is dropped at the 40-yard line. Oh, my, that could have been a really big play for the Tigers. Jordan Wagner was defending on the play, but it was thrown right to the receiver, who had about 3 steps on Wagner, like the halfback pass.
Yeah, knowing this Elkins program over the years, that's not something you see very often as far as an actual pass, but that was pretty well executed.
So now it's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 34. Fairmont 42, Elkins nothing, with 6:35 to go until halftime. We have Parker Bigelow as one of the linebackers now for the Polar Bears on this 2nd down 10 play, and it comes directly to Bowers. Bowers is hit behind the line of scrimmage. The ball pops loose. It's picked up. The Polar Bears have it. It's taken inside the 15, the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. And there's a flag on the play at the conclusion of the run.
Yeah, I'd say it'd probably be something along the lines of celebration, but we'll see what they say.
Yeah, Damani Johnson did a somersault.
Oh, there you go.
A flip
well, that'll
going
do
into
it.
the end zone.
That'll do it.
I'd check the replay if I could see it. My
Come on,
technician
Eli.
is going to have to describe that for me. So the ball is another Polar Bear fumble recovery, return for a touchdown. That scoop and score is becoming an integral part of the defense. 2nd time it's happened tonight, 3rd time in the last 2 games. And Peschel ready to attempt another extra point as Fairmont has extended its lead to 48-0. Kick up, kick good. Timeout on the field, 6:26 to go, 2nd quarter. It's the Polar Bears 49, the Elkins Tigers nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
200. Now back to Polar Bear football on 93.1 WFGM, brought to you by your local Parmar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
It's been a season that no one expected for the Tigers, and this game has just been a game that no one really expected, at least on the Elkins side. Hopeful to be competitive in this game, and it's just gone downhill very fast as the Polar Bears lead 49-0, and we're just halfway through the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, this Elkins team, they've got to be careful how they handle this game because it obviously is not their night right now. But they've done a lot of really good things, and they just need to continue building the program as they have been.
Flower ready to kick off for Fairmont, and the ball is going to be caught at the 26-yard line, taken up to the 30, the 35, and over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. That was Fortney on the return for the Tigers. And the Polar Bear defense comes out. Let's see who's in there now.
It'll be 1st and 10
Front line for the Polar Bears still has Atkinson there along with Arbogast and Bigelow. And Calger along with Boda, Parker Bigelow, Logan Canfield at linebacker spots. And there the handoff goes. And it's taken up the middle. And a nice run by Bowers as he takes it up to about the 50-yard line. It's one of the best plays of the night for the Tigers. It'll get about 8 yards, be 2nd and 2.
Yeah, just pretty well blocked by that Elkins offensive line. Got some movement on the left side.
Second down and 2 yards to go. The ball at the 50. Tigers trying to break into Polar Bear territory for the first time tonight. They broke out of the huddle and then they go back. Play clock at 6. They're going to have to hustle to get this play off. Quarterback comes back up under center, Sauerwein, and he hands it off. And the ball carrying to the left, and a loss on the play back to the 46-yard line as there was no place for Fortney to go. Calger holding firm in his position there along the line, and it'll be a loss of 4 yards.
Yeah, Calger just did an excellent job. He used his hands, just as you coach it to keep your outside arm free, but just engage and then disengage with the tackle, just the way it's coached.
Third down. Football at the 46-yard line. The Tigers have to get it into Polar Bear territory at the 48. We're inside 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Quarterback Sauerwein up under center. Quick handoff to Bowers, and Bowers is met at the line of scrimmage, then dives forward. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be about all.
Yeah, you talk about a run fit, and Parker Bigelow did that again. Just great job filling the hole.
Bowers gets a yard on the play.
Linebackers are taught, and I think Bigelow is a really good example of that. When you see space, you need to fill that space, and that's what they did. When there's an opening, you got to fill it, and that's what Bigelow did.
Now it's fourth down. The Tigers are going for it. Fourth down, 5 yards to go from the 47-yard line. Quarterback up under center, and he is back to pass. Little swing pass, and it is caught at the 48-yard line. It will not be a first down, as the receiver is brought down at about the 48, and he's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down. That was Kyle Reed catching the pass, but it'll only go for a couple of yards.
Yeah, they run a little flood rollout concept, and when you do that, you have to be firm as an offensive line on the rollout side, and we just bowed it back way too far, and just no chance.
So that keeps the streak going of playing the game on that side of the 50, the Elkins side. Thought this time if the Tigers punted, that would change that. But no, Fairmont again at the Elkins 48-yard line. First down 10, 3:58 to go second quarter. It's 49-0. And this time, handoff goes to Jordan Wagner. Trotta in at quarterback. Wagner goes right now back left. He's inside the 40 down to the 35 and then bumped out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Jordan Wagner has had some big runs for the Polar Bears this season. You take a look at his stats coming into this game. He was averaging about 23 yards a carry. He gets another first down from the 47 down to the 25, so that's 22 yards.
Yeah, just watching the replay, just really watching him. There was a lot of desire by Wagner on that play to get those yards.
From the 25, Polar Bears, Rapchek gets the handoff off the left side. Rapchek down the sidelines, bumped out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. So Fairmont with second-line players in here in the waning moments of the second quarter. Rapchek's going to get 4. It'll be second down and 6.
Yeah, this from this point on is so important for program development, getting these young guys in here and see them execute. Sure, with Elkins still having their ones in, it's important to see how they do.
Second down, 6 yards to go. Football set down at about the 21-yard line. Quarterback, Trotta, drops the ball. Dominic Trotta off the right side. He'll take it inside the 20 down to about the 19. So he made something out of it when it looked like it might go for a loss. So he'll get about 2 yards on the play. So third down, 4 yards to go for the Polar Bears. Ball marked down at the 19. Fairmont needs to get it to the 15 for a first down. Clock turns inside, 2:15 to go, second quarter. Fairmont on top, 49-0. Trotta, freshman, hands the ball off to the left side. And Moore carries it inside the 15, down close to the 14-yard line. That's Trent Moore, and he'll be very close to a Polar Bear first down. Looks as if it is a Fairmont first down on a 5-yard gain for Moore.
Yeah, pretty physical run by Moore. Got his pads down and pretty well executed play.
These second line players are pretty good at keeping drives going. They've been doing this all season long. And it's first down and 10 for the Polar Bears now. At the 14 in Tiger territory. Trotta at quarterback. And there's a deep handoff and no running room at all for Rapchak. Oh, that's Dinger.
It looked like that play didn't have a great chance. It looked like there might have been a little confusion on the footwork of the quarterback just trying to, with the exchange with the running back. It just didn't look real clean. So let's see what we can do on this upcoming down.
Grayson Dinger carrying a 4-yard loss. Second down and 14. Dinger, a 5'9", 170-pound freshman. He's the younger brother of Cannon. 50 seconds to go in the first half. And here's Trotta. Swings it out to Grayson Dinger, and he catches it at the 15. Takes it down inside to about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, I like the play call by Coach Sampson. Young quarterback, give him a chance to get some confidence with the completion, and that's what they do. A little tunnel screen, little wide receiver screen, get some confidence. So that's a good call.
Fairmont does not have to run another play, and they may just let the clock run out. Even though they're deep in Tiger territory, there is really no sense in putting another touchdown on the board. The play clock's at 13, the game clock's at 12. So that will mean that mercifully the Polar Bears don't have to run another play and will go into the locker room with a 7-touchdown lead. And now there's a timeout called with 1.6 on the clock. So 1.6 on the clock, timeout Fairmont Senior. So I was a little premature. We mentioned next week for the Polar Bears, it is an off week. And for the Tigers, it's not, as Elkins will be on the road at Herbert Hoover. That'll be a tough game for Elkins. And then they'll close out the season with their rival, RCB. Not really anything special about that rival, except that this year the Tigers would be the favorites in that game. RCB has kind of struggled, although you take a look at the ratings, and RCB is a postseason team right now. But when the Polar Bears played them, it didn't look like a postseason team.
Yeah, I think at that time they were kind of still trying to find their way a little bit.
Polar Bears called that timeout to give Cam Peschel a chance to attempt a field goal from the 18-yard line. 28-yard kick from left to right. It is up, and it is no good. So Peschel's kick fails, and my goodness, the clock said 0.9 seconds. I thought that's impossible, but now they just started again after the play was over, ran it out, and now it's halftime. So finally we've reached halftime, and that's what Elkins fans are saying here in Elkins. The score at the half, Fairmont Senior 49, the Elkins Tigers nothing. We'll have the halftime report coming up next here on 93.1 WFGN.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that thundering herd pride at your local Par-Mar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
It's halftime at Elkins High School. The Polar Bears, big lead over the Tigers by a score of 49-0. And Ray, it's kind of hard for you to analyze a game like this because there really has just been, it's just been one of those nights where the Tigers just haven't been competitive.
No, and I think the biggest thing for us is we need to worry more about what we're doing, and I think the positive is that in a game like this you want to see that your guys come out and execute and take care of business and play pretty clean football. And I think for the most part we're doing that.
It started bad for Elkins, and you and I talked about the very first play from scrimmage. I guess it was an omen. They had a 5-yard penalty. They ended up with a 4th down and about a yard to go. Yeah. So they have to punt it, and that was the beginning of bad things happening to this Tiger team. Then the next play, they fumbled on the first play, and they just kept getting into that cycle. And when you play the kind of game they play, you can't afford to do the kinds of things they've done, and it's just been a game full of turnovers for the Tigers.
Yeah, and they've had problems with the center quarterback exchange, and really that's been really pretty much caused by Caleb Arbogast. I mean, he's just continuing to play just lights out at the nose position, but. The thing on offense I like to see is that we're playing pretty clean. I think we're executing pretty good in the run game, and then the pass game I think we're making pretty good decisions. So all around I think pretty pleased if I'm Coach Bardick.
You mentioned Caleb Arbogast playing the nose and the center, of course, right across from him. Tell me what's going through the center's mind in that situation where he's got to worry about the snap and the defender.
I've been there. I mean, I'll never forget when I was in college. I played against a guy from Concord. His name was Ernest Carter, and I remember he had just this type of explosion like Caleb did. And I just think it just makes you think. It's in your mind. I mean, you have to. The thing that was going for me that day, Jeff, is that it was a really poor at the time Rosier Field condition, and so he had a little hard time getting some footing. So I think that helped me out that day. But I just think as a center, it's really hard when you got a guy right over you, and you know that you got that on your mind. It's really hard to make sure that you get that executed. But I think they went to the shotgun, and obviously for obvious reason. So.
You mentioned playing at Rosier Field in the mud, so that definitely dates you that you were playing that long ago. The field was just grass. I have a hard time remembering that. I think I do remember.
I still remember his name. You remember the good ones, and I remember he was. I remember the scouting report I got, and all week, my offensive line coach and Coach Sams was talking the whole week and said, you better be ready for this guy. And sure enough, they were right. He was a great player.
And what was his name again?
Ernest Carter. Still remember. Oh yeah, from. I think it was Durham, North Carolina. Might have
Wow,
been.
he has been in your
been in
head
my mind.
all those
Yeah,
years.
yeah. But actually, I had a good game. We did well that day. We Jared Ferguson threw for 7 touchdowns that day, so we had a good day. Mike Joseph ran for over 100 yards, so it was a good day.
And the center must have really dominated.
I did okay. I was pretty motivated.
Well, that sounds good. You know, if the game continues along these lines in the second half, we might have to relive your football career if it gets to that point, but let's hope not.
No, hopefully not. That's for another day.
It is halftime. We're in Elkins at the new stadium here at Elkins High School. It's the first time that the Polar Bears have played at this facility, and they're making it feel right like home as Fairmont Senior has picked up a 49-0 lead. This is the 82nd time these two teams have played, and the Polar Bears lead the all-time series 55-24. There were 2 ties back in the days when you tied. The first game back in 1921. The Tigers won that game 7-0, but recently it's been all Polar Bears as Fairmont has won 23 of the last 26 games and 11 in a row coming into this game tonight. In fact, the last time the Tigers beat Fairmont, it was September 12th, 2012 at East West Stadium in Fairmont. And in case you're wondering, okay, well, what happened last year when these two teams played? Was it a game like this? And yes, it was. Fairmont ran for 315 yards. That was a season high, and they threw for 209 yards. It was a 42-8 win over the Tigers. Brody Whitehair had a big night. He ran for 98 yards, threw for 209, and he threw 3 touchdown passes. That game, in case you had forgotten, when I tell you this, you'll remember. It was a last-minute change because this was the night a year ago that the Polar Bears were supposed to play the homecoming game against Carrick of Pennsylvania, and they didn't find out until game week that Carrick had packed up its uniforms and wasn't playing anymore.
Yeah.
And so they got on the phone and called Elkins because they were supposed to play Elkins the following week. Yeah. But it just so happened that the Tigers had that week off, and they agreed to come and play the Polar Bears on short notice, which it really typifies, I think, the relationship between these two schools because Elkins and Fairmont Senior have a very good competitive relationship.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I mentioned Coach Hott a little earlier, and I know you know him from doing what you've done over the years, and just class act and a lot of really good people down here at Elkins. I mean, they believe in athletics. They just are really good people, and I think for them to do something like that in that situation just speaks to their character and just how supportive they are of athletics here in high school.
You mentioned Greg Hott. He was back in his days when he was coaching here. He was one of my favorites to call because he would always. I mean, we had conversations that went longer than just going over lineups, and if for some reason we didn't make connections, he would always call me back. And tonight, he's over in the coach's booth and came over to say hi.
I saw him say hi,
before the game.
Yeah, he just I know in the time when I was coaching in the early 2000s at East Fairmont, got to know him a little bit, and just have, like I said, I mean, I have tremendous respect for what he's done, and I just know he's another one that bleeds Elkins colors. I mean, he really does.
And you mentioned Greg Hott, and his son Evan took over for him as the head coach here at Elkins. He left that job after a couple of seasons, and then he came back this season to coach with Chad Ware. And they have turned out to be a pretty good combination as Evan does the defense for the Tigers. And, of course, with this game, you probably don't want to talk too much about the Tiger defense, but they've just been overmatched with this Polar Bear team. And I think most people thought it was going to be that way. This doesn't take away from the fact that the Tigers have had a resurgent year. I mean, they've won 5 games, and they have an outside shot of qualifying for the postseason.
Yeah, you can just tell by how they carry themselves. I mean, I know obviously this is not the result they're wanting tonight, but I mean, you can just tell by how they're carrying it. Their program is heading in the right direction. You can see it. And, when you hear them talking about growing the community involvement, it takes everybody. And when you have really successful programs, that's what you have to have. You look at this Fairmont Senior Program, how we've had the great community involvement that we've enjoyed over the years. And, so that's what, Elkins is trying to aspire to. So they, I think they're moving in the right direction.
It's 49-0. The Polar Bears have the lead here at halftime. And when we come back, it'll be time to check on the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's part of our broadcast tonight, and we'll do that when the action resumes and we get back here at halftime here in Elkins. The score, the Polar Bears 49, the Elkins Tigers nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Purchase insurance from Smith Carpenter Agency and become part of their family. Their agents will find the best option for you, whether it's home, auto, or life insurance. Your story is your own, and Smith Carpenter Agency is here with plenty of options to fit your needs. Great insurance rates and personalized service. That's what you'll find at Smith Carpenter Agency. For more information and their full list of services, check them out online at smithcarpenteragency.com or call 363-9200.
I'm Stephanie Tamana, and I'm running for the West Virginia House of Delegates. I'm not a politician. I'm a mom and a teacher. And like you, I've spent years watching special interest run Charleston while our state ranks last in everything that matters. I'm running because I believe in a better West Virginia. I believe that together we can build our roads, support our schools, and invest in the communities we live in. When we put West Virginians first, I know we'll stop being last. This message was paid for by Tiana House.
Now back to Polar Bear football on 93.1 WFGM, brought to you by your local Parmar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
It's halftime. We're in Elkins. It's 49-0. The Polar Bears lead the Tigers. And here at halftime, every now and then, we do check in on the latest from the Pittsburgh Steelers because we have such an insider with us, and that's Ray Frazier to my right. Ray, the thing that's on everybody's mind, at least in our area, and you've been probably not had many free moments when people haven't asked you, but how is Zach doing after he went down with the injury in the last game?
Yeah, doing well. I mean, he's he's on the mend. He's just trying to do everything he can to get back as quickly as possible, and so I think that's all moving in the right direction, and I think he's feeling better about it every day. So he's just going to continue working hard to get back as quick as possible.
And so we would not call him day to day, but we'd call him week to week, I guess, in terms of his. Yeah. But nothing broken.
Yeah, I think he's. I think the. It's been about the best situation it could be. So I really think he feels good about how he's moving towards the healing process, and he's, like I said, he's going to do everything he can to get as ready as quickly as possible.
Of course, when you were watching that last game, that situation colored the rest of what you saw as far as the Steelers were concerned. But what were your thoughts at the conclusion, at least of the game part of it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, tough again, but just seeing Ryan McCollum go in and just the way he stepped up and just the whole offensive line and the whole offense. I mean, just. They've got a really quality individuals and really quality people there, and just the way that they stepped up, it was really good to see.
Tell me about the relationship between Zach and his sub.
Oh, just really solid. I mean, they're all really good people, like I said. And, the thing is, they all are trying to help each other out, and they all realize they're in it together. And I know Zach is going to work as hard as he can to help out, everybody. And, that's just the way they do. That's what you do when you're an offensive line. You just work together and try to help everybody out and get everybody as ready as possible.
Let's go over the schedule for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Of course, the Jets this week, which is going to be a big challenge. Really, really tough defensive front, and just great active defense. All together. And then another big challenge the week ahead on Monday Night Football with the New York Giants.
So a couple of New York teams on the horizon, and then a week off.
Yes, yeah. So they have a bye week right after the Giants. So yeah.
So now we're up to date on Zach and the Steelers, and this game has the Polar Bears leading 49-0. And when we come back, we'll get up to date on the scores around the state as halftime continues from Elkins with the score. Fairmont Senior 49, Elkins nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
When you purchase insurance from Smith Carpenter Agency, you become part of their family. Their agents will find the best option for you, whether it's home, auto, or life insurance. Your story is your own, and Smith Carpenter Agency is here with plenty of options to fit your needs. Great insurance rates and personalized service. That's what you'll find at Smith Carpenter Agency. For more information on their full list of services, check them out online at smithcarpenteragency.com or call 363-9200.
Your trusted name in commercial restoration across the Mid-Atlantic for over 30 years, Sweet Builders is here to help you get back to business with pre-disaster plans. Family-owned and IICRC certified, our PDPs offer peace of mind before disaster with same-day dry, secure, and clean guarantees to minimize costly downtime. Disasters don't plan, but you can. Contact Rebuilders today to protect your properties with the pre-disaster plan. Rebuilders Commercial Restoration, helping you get back to business.
I'm Republican Delegate Phil Mallett, running for re-election here in Marion County, District 75. The Democrat Party wants to keep coronavirus out of public education. I don't. They believe we should stop using fossil fuels. I don't. They want to limit your Second Amendment rights. And I don't. They believe that boys should be allowed to compete in girls' sports. I don't. They believe in abortion and the sale of fetal tissue parts. I don't. They believe in higher taxes, bigger government, and more regulation. I don't. The Democrat Party believes that certain men should be allowed to vote as national, and I don't. They believe in the police. I don't. The Democrat Party believes that the Biden-Harris methods are working. I don't. They believe that our best days are behind us. I don't. Some people may have failed you in the past. I won't. I'm Republican Phil Mallow, and I would appreciate your vote. Vote Republican. I'm Phil Mallow, and I approve this message.
Now back to Polar Bear football on 93.1 WFGM, brought to you by your local Parmar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
Halftime winding down here at Elkins High School under the full moon. The Polar Bears have a 49-0 lead. Let's check the first half stats before we check the scores around the state. For Elkins, rushing yards, total 23. For the Polar Bears, 134. For the Tigers, they've thrown for 2 yards. The Polar Bears have thrown for 105. Total offense, Elkins 25, Fairmont Senior 239. Leading rusher for the Tigers is Nick Bowers, who's run for 23 yards on 11 carries. For the Polar Bears, it's been Chris Wilson, who's only carried the ball a couple of times, but he's gained 55 yards for Fairmont Senior. Touchdown scorers, Damani Johnson scored the game's first touchdown on a 2-yard run. Then Brock Martin caught an 8-yard touchdown pass. Rudy Carrillo, a scoop and score, picked up a fumble at the 30-yard line, took it in. Still in the first quarter, and it's Wilson scoring on a 37-yard run. And final touchdown of the first quarter, it was Nevon Jones catching a pass 16 yards out, and the Polar Bears led 35-0 at the end of the first quarter. 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. Taryn Boda with the subs in, scored on an 8-yard run. And then Damani Johnson scored on a fumble recovery, another scoop and score, also from the 30-yard line. And the Polar Bears on top 49-0, and that's where we stand here at the half. You might wonder, because the Polar Bears called timeout near the end of the half with like a second and a half to go to attempt a field goal, and you might be thinking, oh, why would they try to score points there? Well, it had nothing to do with scoring more points. It had to do with giving Cam Peschel a chance to try a field goal, because you're coming up on a game with Bridgeport next time out. It could be a tight game, and you're coming into the postseason where every point could matter, and field goals can be important, and Peschel hasn't had a chance to attempt any.
And the thing is, and Coach Bardick is, always a class act. I mean, he's always going to do that, and as far as, do things that are class acts. But I just think that in that situation, you can't practice a field goal. You can do it in practice all you want, but when you do it in these conditions in a live setting, that's as real as it gets. And and this is something that's going to be important. I mean, when you go through the stretch run you're going to go through, you've got to be prepared for those situations. And the only way to practice situational football in the best manner is to do that, is to do it in that situation.
And as good as Cam has been with his extra points, he struggled a little with the field goals. Yeah. He was 1 for 3 career coming into this game tonight. He hadn't attempted any this season, and he's now 1 for 4. So that's something that Fairmont looks at as a growing edge, where they could try to get to be a little bit more consistent. And that's the reason, in case you're wondering about that, that would be the reason for attempting the field goal in that situation, just to simulate game conditions and have a kid who could be very important for you get a chance to try something, rather than have it come at a time when a game's on the line and it's the first time he's kicked one this season.
Yeah, that's again, I mean, you're looking at a situation that those situations have not presented themselves very often, and it was in that situation that they could do it.
Let's check scores around the state now. We'll start in Class AAA, since that's where we are, and we have Bridgeport leading Preston 30-0 at halftime. Princeton trailing Woodrow Wilson. Now, of course, Woodrow's a quad A school, but Princeton's one of those teams in the upper echelon of Class AAA, undefeated as well, and Woodrow's leading that game 7-0 at halftime. Herbert Hoover is another unbeaten AAA team involved in a tie, halftime 21-21 with Ripley. Philip Barber and RCB have a good game going on. Starting the third quarter, the Colts 13, RCB 6. North Marion and Lewis County, no score on that game yet. Oak Hill leading Buchanan Upshur at the half, 7-0. East Fairmont and Liberty tied 14-14 second quarter. And Grafton and Clay County, no score that game in the second quarter. Now let's go to Class Quad A, because we have some friends playing there. University up against top-ranked Spring Mills. It's just a 21-6 game at the half. The Hawks trailing Spring Mills. Martinsburg on top of Washington 30-0 at halftime. Wheeling Park, last week's Polar Bear opponent, 44, Butler PA 6, second quarter. Morgantown and Parkersburg South tied 7-7 at halftime. And that takes care of the games that we are interested in. And as we get set to start the second half, the captains are going to the center of the field. Elkins got the football to start the game, but they didn't have it for very long. So most likely that means that the Polar Bears would get it. Now you take a look at the stats. Some of Fairmont's big stat guys, Brody Whitehair, who has had quite a year throwing the ball for the Polar Bears. He's averaging about 200 yards passing a game, and he has 108 here at the half, and most likely isn't going to be able to throw the ball a whole lot more in this game tonight. And so some of those stats that we're watching, and the record book is something that I like to open up this time of year, and Brody did establish a new Fairmont senior career record tonight with completed passes. He needed 6 to become the all-time leader, and he has 7 in the first half. So that means that Brody Whitehair has moved past Logan Moore for the record. All-time completed passes. That record was held by Logan Moore back in the year he graduated, was in 2009. So ready to start the second half now, and for the first time tonight, the Tigers will be kicking off. And doing the kicking will be D'Angelo. He stands at about the 31-yard line ready to approach the ball. And it's an onside kick, and the Polar Bears juggle it. It's loose, and the Tigers may have it. They do. The onside kick, and the Polar Bears couldn't control the ball. It was Matt Mullen who had a shot at it. Also there was Parker Bigelow. Neither one of them could come down with the ball. It was loose, and the Tigers get it at the 47-yard line. So got to give them credit. That's another good thing to have a little bit of experience with.
That's a situation that you have to be prepared for, even when you don't have your hands team in.
So Elkins with the football in Polar Bear territory. Handoff goes to Bowers. Big hold. Takes it inside the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, and he's taking it down close to the 20-yard line. So the Tigers get a big play on first down. Now remember, this is not the Polar Bear starters in the game.
Yeah, we got some of those young guys in the game. It looked like they, one of the things Caleb Arbogast talked about is not getting too far up the field with those, with our defense. And, some of those young guys, they've got to learn to play a little more discipline as far as not getting too far up the field.
Bowers gained more yards on that play than he did in the entire first half. It's first down and 10 for the Tigers with the ball at the 20-yard line. And here is the handoff again to Bowers, and Bowers gets the tough yardage as he takes it down close to the 15-yard line. Gain of about 5 yards on the play, down to the 15, and it will be second down and 5 for the Tigers.
Yeah, Elkins hasn't been able to run the jet sweep, which they did on that play. So that's something I would think they would try to go to this second half.
They have Bowers behind their quarterback, who is up under center on a second down and 5 play, and this is Bowers up the middle, and he'll take it down inside the 15 before Quentin Atkinson brings him down. He'll get about 3 yards on the play, and it will be third down and 2.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of teachable moments in this second half for this young Polar Bear defense because they can't get caught up in all the motion that's happening. On that time they brought motion and brought the fullback underneath it. We cannot get caught up in the motion.
The ball's at the 12-yard line. They need the 10 for a first down on this third down play. Sauerwein, the quarterback, up under center. And the handoff goes. Sweeping to the right side is Reed. He takes it inside the 10, the 5, and brought down from behind at about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, I tell you, I talked with Troy Bigelow before the game, and he mentioned number 77, Holver, as a lineman for Elkins to kind of look for. And I'll tell you what, he did a nice job on that play getting out in front.
That's a 9-yard gain. It's a Tiger first down, and it's going to be first down and goal to go. Their third first down of the night, the second of this possession. Quarterback under center. Bowers gets the handoff. Bowers off the left side, and he bulls his way into the end zone for the Tigers touchdown. Nick Bowers scoring on a 3-yard run, and the Tigers score their first touchdown of the night and trail the Polar Bears 49-6.
Yeah, this is like you said, this is going to be a really good learning experience for these young defensive players for Fairmont Senior. I mean, they're going to get challenged in the second half by this Elkins team. They won't go away.
The Tigers ready to attempt the extra point. That's Lucas D'Angelo, and the kick is good. 8:55 to go, third quarter from Elkins. It's Fairmont 49, the Elkins Tigers 7. On 93.1 WFJM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Builders Commercial Restoration, helping you get back to business.
Now back to Polar Bear football on 93.1 WFGM, brought to you by your local Parmar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
The Polar Bears might be a little more alert for an onside kick this time, as the Tigers were successful in getting an onside kick to work in their favor on the kickoff to start the second half. And now they'll try it again, teeing the ball up at the 40. David Watson, Drew Jackson, Gabe Muller, Grayson Dinger, Parker Bigelow along the front line for the Polar Bears. Let's see what the kicker does this time. No, it's a line drive kick that hits one of the Polar Bear players, and it's fallen on at about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, I tell you, I didn't spend a lot of time my playing career playing on the front line of a kick return team, but if I did, that would be my greatest fear. A ball getting kicked in that manner and with that velocity that quick, and that's a tough situation to be in.
Grazed off, and the Polar Bears fall on it at the 40, and it'll be 1st and 10 from there. The 40-yard line in Fairmont territory, 8:02 to go, third quarter. Polar Bears up big. Trotta, quarterback, freshman quarterback for the Polar Bears, takes the snap, fakes it to Wagner, tries to pass, and the ball is picked up on the run, and the Polar Bears have it, and it's picked up by Walker. He takes it inside the 30, the 20, inside the 10, down to the 5. If they call it an incomplete pass, it would come back. If they call it a fumble, it's another long play for the Polar Bears.
That's one of the most unique plays I think I've seen. That don't see that every day.
There seems to be some indecision there, as the officials didn't signal anything on the pass play, which leads you to believe that it's a live ball. But then they were hesitantly walking back downfield. Now they're calling it an incomplete pass, so we're coming back the other way. If it were a close game, you would have some people getting upset about that, but it doesn't really matter, except it was a nice run for the Polar Bears, and it's coming back. But another alert play, at least, Fairmont has players that are alert to pick up these loose balls, and it's worked pretty well.
Jeff, I think they might have linked into Eli's replay there.
Yeah, he could be the official review.
That's right. Went to the booth review.
Yes. He's got eyes good enough to see that. You and I, not so much. I shouldn't say you and I, just me.
Right.
I can tell there's a computer there, but that's about it. It's second down and 10 for the Polar Bears now. An incomplete pass. Handoff goes to Jordan Wagner. This time he has no place to go. He's going to be stopped inside the 35-yard line. Going to be stopped for a loss of 6 yards on the play. When you're averaging about 23 a carry, that takes a hit on your stats.
Yeah, these young guys, like I said, this is going to be a really good experience for them because they're going to be challenged because they're going against the ones, usually on the JV nights or those nights they face the same grade level, but they're going to face a challenge this second half.
So now it's third down for the Polar Bears, about 16 yards to go. The ball at the Fairmont 34. And Polar Bears have Walker running with it, taking a direct snap, and he's dropped at about the 33-yard line. So he's going to lose a yard, and it's going to be time to punt. Punting situation for Fairmont Senior now. The Polar Bears have only punted the ball 5 times all season, and Flower will come in to punt. The line of scrimmage is the 33. Flower stands inside his 20 at about the 17-yard line, now edges up to the 20. Low snap. Now he's running with the ball, and he's going to be dropped, and then he just throws the ball loose. And Elkins is going to have the ball. It doesn't matter because it was fourth down. Doesn't matter who's on the ball. but the Tigers will get it. As Flower, I'm not sure, it seems as though he had time to kick it when he took the snap, but then he took a few steps to the right, and then he didn't have time.
Yeah, it started to where it looked like it was going to be a rugby-style punt, but then there was just way too much with the rush. It just couldn't get it off.
So the Tigers now have the football at the Fairmont 17, and it will be first down and 10. Game clock at 4:30, turning here in the third quarter. Fortney comes in motion, and then the handoff or the snap goes back to Jaden Harding, and he's dropped for no gain on the play. He'll actually lose a yard as Atkinson brings him down for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, there's a play we can't fall asleep on this second half. They haven't ran it yet, but it's a staple of this wing T offense. It's called the crisscross, a little inside handoff reverse, and I'm sure it'll be coming sometime this second half.
When it comes, I'm going to turn the microphone over to you. Second down and 11 for the Tigers. Sauerwein on a toss to the left to Harding. He gets inside the 15, the 10, the 5, and he is into the end zone for the Tiger touchdown. Jaden Harding scores the TD from 18 yards out, and Elkins has scored again and trails 49-13.
Yeah, credit that Elkins offensive line. They, when you run a perimeter play into the boundary, you have to get a little movement, and they certainly did that on that play.
18-yard run, and D'Angelo is ready to attempt the extra point from right to left. The Tigers rushing in a player. They were one short. Play clock at 10, though, so they have plenty of time. And a bad snap, and the holder has to fall on it, so the extra point will fail. So there's timeout on the field. 3:46 to go, third quarter. Fairmont Senior 49, Elkins 13 on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
A tour of Harmony at White Oaks in Bridgeport today.
You're listening to Fairmont Senior High School football on 93.1 WFGM, Barrickville, Fairmont. The home of the Polar Bears.
We talked earlier about one of the unbeaten teams in Class AAA, Princeton, behind at halftime against Woodrow Wilson. Well, the Tigers have now tied that game 7-7 in the third quarter. Princeton unbeaten coming into this game tonight. And third rated in Class AAA behind Fairmont and Bridgeport. D'Angelo ready to kick off now. Ball teed up in the center of the field at the 40. His kick downfield is going to hit at the 5 and roll into the end zone for the touchback. Polar Bears had everybody up, and the ball goes into the end zone, and Fairmont will get it at the 20. First and 10 with 3:13 to go. Turning clock here in the third quarter. Fairmont leading 49-13. Papali in the game for the Polar Bears, along with Hayhurst, Cooper Keener, Dylan Opanowitz, along the front line for the Polar Bears. Trotta, the quarterback. Behind him is Christian Rapchak. It's first down and 10 from the Polar Bear 20-yard line. And Trotta takes the snap, hands it off to Rapchak, and he's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. That was Devin Hulvermetter making the stop. 2-yard loss.
Yeah, Hulver's definitely a kid to keep an eye on, as he continues to move through his career. He's only a sophomore, and you can tell he moves very well. He's going to be a good player.
Second down and 12 The ball at the Fairmont 18-yard line. 2 wide outs to the left side. Quarterback Trotta to pass. Pass caught by Grayson Dinger at the 21-yard line, and then he's hit hard and goes down. He'll get about 3 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, it was a little out route, and sometimes if you wait a little split second too long, it can result in a big hit, and that's what happened.
3rd down, 9 yards to go for the Polar Bears at their own 21-yard line. Game clock down to 1:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Fairmont led 49-0 at halftime. It's now 49-13 with the reserves in. And the Polar Bears actually led 35-0 at the end of the 1st quarter. Dominic Trotta sends Walker in motion. There's a little pass to Walker, shovel pass, and Walker's brought down behind the line of scrimmage back at the 19-yard line. It's going to be a loss of a couple and bring up a 4th down for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar situation that, Fairmont Senior was presenting to the Elkins offense in the first half. Now with the older, Elkins defensive line against the younger Polar Bear front, they're playing on our side of the line of scrimmage.
Another punting situation. It didn't go well the last time Fairmont tried to do that. Flower stands inside his 10-yard line. Game clock at 4. Flower gets the snap, punts it away. High punt, short. It's going to hit at the 45, takes a lateral roll, then an Elkins roll, and it's down at the 43. So that'll be a 24-yard punt for Sam Flower, and the Tigers have the ball at the 43 in Fairmont territory, and that will most likely be the final play of the 3rd quarter because the clock is running. So we played 3 quarters from Elkins High School, and the score is Fairmont Senior 49, the Elkins Tigers 13 on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
So 1st down for the Tigers at the Fairmont 43-yard line. They come to the line of scrimmage. New quarterback in the game for the Tigers. And the handoff goes off the left side. Sweeping to the left is Elias Jones. And he's going to be brought down short of the 40-yard line. They'll give him the 40. Call it 2nd down and 7, a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, just run the jet sweep again, and that's, like I said, that's a staple of this offense that they like to run consistently, but they'll come back with the counter, the crisscross reverse.
Tigers come up to the line of scrimmage now, looking at a 2nd down and 7. Snap is dropped, then the handoff goes to Jaden Harding, carries the ball inside the 40 down to about the 35-yard line. Making the stop was Bigelow for the Polar Bears. That's Parker Bigelow. It'll be 3rd down and about 2 yards to go with the football mark at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, the fumble of that play, actually, the snap actually made it look more like a draw, and it actually timed out better.
So now 3rd down, 2 yards to go. We're in a running clock here in the 4th quarter. Polar Bears up big, 49-13. Quarterback comes up under center. The handoff goes off the right side, and not much running when the Polar Bears defend that one very well. So there's not going to be any gain on the play. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and 2.
Yeah, very, very nice job of that young Polar Bear defense. Just played really physical, very stout at the point, and did a really nice job on that play.
That was Anthony Isabel on the carry. He's a freshman for the Tigers. We've got lots of new people in the game. Now it's 4th down and 2 for Elkins. The ball at the Fairmont 35-yard line. Quarterback comes up under center. Handoff again goes to Isabel, but this time he breaks free and appears to have enough of a first down for the first down as he takes it down to about the 33-yard line, maybe the 32, and it is. A Tiger first down. It's a 3-yard gain. So a first down for the Tigers, extending this drive. 9:10 to go on the turning clock. The Polar Bears lead 49-13. It's an off week for Fairmont Senior next week. And for the Tigers, anything but. They'll travel down south to play Herbert Hoover. First down, 10 yards to go. And there's a fumble on the handoff. The ball is loose. The Polar Bears fall on it. It appears that Fairmont Senior has recovered, and it has. So the Polar Bears have the football on the Tiger fumble. Carter Alfred was in at quarterback, and there was a mix-up on the exchange. The ball hit the turf, and the Polar Bears were there to recover it. And Fairmont Senior has it at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they just have had some ball handling issues all night, and it's been constant. So very difficult to run the offense.
Abercrombie in at the guard spot for the Polar Bears on the near side. Tucker Hayhurst beside him. Trotter, the quarterback, back to pass. Short pass, and it is caught at the 40-yard line. Caught by Johnson for the Polar Bears. Glenn Johnson catches it, and it is going to be a gain close to the first down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, very well executed by that Polar Bear offense. From the protection to the execution of the pass. That was a very, very good looking play.
And that is the first catch for Johnson. And the Polar Bears get their first down of the second half. Quarterback Trotta from the 45. Hands this one off to the right side. It's Rapchek getting outside to the right. He's at the 50. He's down to the 45-yard line and brought down there. It's going to get about 10 yards on the play on that run by Christian Rapchek.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see a little bit of leveling off as far as the Polar Bear, the Elkins defense. I think you're starting to see guys that are not the first-string guys right now, so I think it's pretty even with the matchup.
Grant Newsom in the game. Wide out to the near side, along with Johnson. Trotta at quarterback. First down play. Little short pass caught by Grayson Dinger. He fumbles the ball out of bounds, but he did have possession. It is a completed pass. And it'll be Fairmont's football, a second down and short. The ball comes up to the 39-yard line, so that'll be a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see this young Polar Bear offense put one in the end zone, execute this drive.
Grayson Dinger catches that pass. That's the third pass he's caught tonight. Second down and 4, and there's movement at the line of scrimmage. See if the Polar Bears successfully drew the Tigers off sides, and it looks like they did, and that'll give Fairmont Senior a first down. So it's nice to know that these guys can do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I still say that's something that's a big thing that you can have in your toolbox to kind of slow down a defense. Use that snap count.
Gabe Muller in the game for the Polar Bears, lining up as a wideout. 1st and 10, Fairmont Senior. From the 34, Trotta. Back to pass, now being chased and grabbed and sacked. Back at about the 42-yard line. It's going to lose about 8 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and long. Game clock turning inside 4 minutes and 55 seconds to go. We're not going to be able to give you too many final scores tonight because this game will be one of the first ones to hit final tonight. 3 receivers to the right side for the Polar Bears. It's 2nd down and long. And low snap, there's a little toss. And it comes this way. Taken at the 40-yard line by Gabe Muller, down inside the 35, the 30, the 25, and along the sidelines, run out of bounds. But it's going to be enough for a Polar Bear first down from the 41 down to the 16. Now the referee says stop the clock. Coming to the sidelines as the ball is marked down at about the 15-16. It's going to be a 26-yard, and that was a pass. 26-yard pass for Trotta. That was that shovel pass that has become kind of popular. They set the ball down at the 15. Muller with his first catch. And it is 1st down and 10 for the Polar Bears with 4 minutes to go at the Elkins 15-yard line. Here's Trotta on a quarterback keeper off the right side. Angles to the sidelines. He gets down close to the 12-yard line, then is thrown out of bounds. But the clock continues to turn. He's going to be marked down after a gain of about 3 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. Ball marked at the 12. Fairmont moving from right to left with a 49-13 lead. Clock down to 3:30 to go. Quarterback Trotta fakes the handoff, now gives it to Moore. Moore takes it inside the 10. He's down to the 5-yard line and inside the 5. He'll have enough for a Polar Bear first down at the 3.
Yeah, nice run by Moore. Pretty physical run inside. Nice job getting north and south.
A little bit of mix-up on the handoff. It wasn't clean, but Moore, after he took it, he didn't want to go down. Ran hard, and the ball is at the 3-yard line now. 1st down and goal to go. Trotta redirects. Wrap check from his right to his left. 1st down, goal to go from the 3. Now he puts Rapchek back on the right side. And here's quarterback Trotta. Looking to throw, runs to the far side, throws it into the end zone, and it's overthrown, intended for Rapchek, incomplete. It'll bring up a 2nd and goal from the 3. Clock continues to turn. And the Polar Bears looking at a 2nd down and goal to go. The ball in the center of the field. Keener, the center, over the ball. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Handoff goes to Moore. He takes the ball to the goal line and into the end zone. Hits up, Polar Bear touchdown. Trent Moore scores the TD for the Polar Bears, and Fairmont leads it 55-13.
Yeah, good to see this young Polar Bear offensive line in on a positive note with a nice drive.
Trent Moore scores the TD for the Polar Bears, and that is his first career touchdown. Flower ready to attempt the extra point for the Polar Bears. Ball down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. And there's timeout on the field. 1:41 to go in the game here in Elkins. It's Fairmont Senior 56, Elkins 13 on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that gold and blue pride at Par-Mar. There are literally hundreds of Par-Mar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Par-Mar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Par-Mar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
.samsa.gov. Now back to Polar Bear football on 93.1 WFGM, brought to you by your local Par-Mar store. Here's the voice of the Polar Bears, Jeff Carpenter.
The Polar Bears ready to kick off now, holding a 56-13 lead, and Sam Flower will kick off. The ball teed up in the center of the field at the 40-yard line, and here is Flower's kick. End over end. It's going to be taken at the 10, dropped and picked up back at the 8-yard line, and there and carried out up the 10 up to about the 12, and that'll be all. The return by Matthew McDonald, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Tigers with 1:09 to go in the clock turning. So we're almost at the end of this one. Be finished by just about 9 o'clock. Game time temperature tonight here in Elkins, 57 degrees. It's gotten a little cooler than that now. The Tigers come up to the line of scrimmage on the 13. Quarterback comes out under center. There's a toss to the left, and it comes to Anthony and Isabel, and he takes it out over the 15 up to about the 17-yard line, and it's going to be probably the final play of the game. That was Dinger in on the stop for the Polar Bears. Ball marked up at the 19. That'll be a gain of 6 on the play. And the clock turns inside 5 seconds to go, and that will be the final play of this game. So it is a final tonight from Elkins High School. The Fairmont Senior Polar Bears remain undefeated, and the Polar Bears win it easily. The final this evening, Fairmont Senior 56, the Elkins Tigers 13. We'll have the wrap-up coming up next on 93.1 WFGM.